Every 3 years, McAllen Miller International Airport is put to the test.
Advise them to take the bus all the way to Nap. That is helpful.
As part of an FAA requirement, the airport must run a full-scale exercise, simulating a plane crash. The scenario is this. A plane coming from Mexico is having hydraulic issues. An alert goes out. Minutes later, a final alert. The plane has crash landed.
At that point, part of the simulation is to simulate 25 passengers on board with 3 fatalities at point of landing. And so what you see behind us is the local regional emergency response team practicing their response to such an incident.
Emergency responders from around the valley must quickly mobilize. When seconds count, teamwork is key.
It is very important for us to make sure that we're up to par with all of our skills and knowledge requirements for airport emergencies, as well as us being able to test our communication with different agencies like emergency medical services, law enforcement, and other agencies that will be participating in the event of an emergency at the airport in McAllen.
Elizabeth Suarez, the airport's interim aviation director, agrees it's vital to assess their emergency plan.
At the airport, we're in the business of safety, and that's our priority. And I think that being said, it's of utmost importance that we have the opportunity to, as a region, practice and rehearse what would we do in the event of a tragedy, how would we react, and how would we address the issue of ongoing activity at the airport and reporting to and handling the emergency.
The exercise is eerily real. A batch of volunteer actors from South Texas College are brought in to role play as victims. Limbs are missing, gashes are gaping open. Crystal Espinoza of FAR gave an award-winning performance as a psychotic patient in shock over the crash.
I was supposed to give firefighters, paramedics, PD a hard time, just make it difficult on them.
It looked like you were pretty successful in your job there.
I actually started crying. I really got into it, and that kind of scared me, but I handled it pretty well.
By the end of the exercise, Espinoza ended up in handcuffs. With no acting background, she says the secret to her stellar performance is simple.
Oh man, I saw Final Destination last night. You remember that movie? People get a little crazy.
All kidding aside, Espinoza said the airport drill was also a great training tool for her future career.
It's overwhelming, but once we get into EMS, I'm an EMT student, once we get on the field, this is what we're going to expect to see. And we're going to try to deal with it as best as we can.
The reenactment is also a great resource for airport staff to pinpoint areas in the emergency plan that may be lacking.
With all of these exercises, we will always find there's areas of improvement. There's areas always to improve communication. And so we look to those opportunities to identify. As a simulated activity, it's the best time to identify deficiencies.
Practice makes perfect. For the City of McAllen, I'm Roxanne Lerma Cázares.